welcome to the Air Goddess Network, where spirit meets tarot. I am the Air Goddess, and welcome to my channel once again. It's February, y'all. How'd your January go? Did you start your January 2026 off with gratitude and graciousness and an open heart? I sure hope you did, because I know I did. We're going to be using the Sacred Kingdoms Tarot deck right here to get your net message. And then for the final, we're going to be using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck right here from Denise Linn. Haven't used it in quite some time, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. So we're gonna use the pick a card method today. So let's get started. So like I said, I hope that everything is going well for you as you begin your new year in the year of 2026. Let's get your first card. Got the first card. Let's get our second card. Excuse my puppy. He likes to bark at everything and nothing. And there's our second card. And finally our third card. Okay, third card. So we have our cards here. You already know what to do. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Take a moment, and then let's discover. So for those of you who picked card number 1, we've got the Judgment card in reverse. Now, usually when the Judgment card is this way, meaning upright, it tends to mean that you're answering a higher calling, you're answering your higher purpose, you are moving forward toward that, and it could be something as far as a spiritual purpose or a career calling, something of that nature. But when it's in the reverse, it's like saying you're hearing the call, but you're completely ignoring it. So let's get some clarity on that for you guys. And sometimes when you get that feeling, that innate gut feeling of I'm meant to do something else, and I know that I am, but I just rather sit here and not do anything about it, it kind of can just make you feel like you're stuck. Because it's going to keep calling until you answer. And what you don't want to do is miss that calling. You continue to sit there and say, no, because I'm doing my job, I'm at work, or I got a family, or whatever the thing is that's making you feel like that you can't answer the call. And let me tell you one thing about answering that call that you're feeling. Sometimes it just wants you to acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm calling. Start looking into the thing. It doesn't mean you have to do everything at once, because sometimes when we get that feeling of a higher calling, we feel like we have to stop everything and go do it. And sometimes it's not like that. It could be a gentle pulse. It could be something that's like saying, hey, I'm here. I just want to let you know this is kind of where you're supposed to go. So let's get a clarification card, shall we? I got one. Okay, we've got the Chariot. So like I said, it's like you're and this is a major arcana. These are two major arcana cards, by the way. So you're feeling the pull, you're feeling the call, and you're kind of ignoring it, but you also know that you're on the path, and it's up to you to take the lead. It's up to you to take the lead. You're the one driving the car, because the Chariot can say leadership, how you feel about taking the lead on something. It's not about the action, it's about the feeling. And what you're feeling is, I need to take the lead on this, but I really don't know how. I don't know what to do. So, but at the same time, you kind of do know what to do. You're just fearing taking the lead. You're fearing that change. You're fearing that thing that if I take the lead on this calling that I have, then somehow I'm going to end up in the ditch, or I'm not going to end up where I thought I would, and what I thought I would be doing is what I I put my energy into. And if I leave that and go toward this other thing, then somehow I'm not going to end up where I want to be. And let me tell you something, there's more than one way to get to where you want to be. And sometimes when you answer the call or you ignore that call, it's just going to get worse until you do, in fact, answer it. And what it's saying is, I know you want to do this, and I know you feel like you want to do this, but I'm asking you to do this. You'll still end up where you need to be. So go ahead and, answer it and take the steps. You don't have to do everything in one go. Just get clear about what you really want to do, because we confuse our job, our standing in life is where we are. That's who we are, when it's just a persona. Our calling is more than who we are. It's our being. It's the inside of us. It's what we're really meant to do. Not what we think we should do, but what we're really meant to do. And what we're really meant to do sometimes is not what we do. That's it for a moment. But that's for those who picked this set number 1 right here. For those of you who picked card number 2, we've got the 4 of Wands in reverse. So some of you may be feeling like where you are, you don't feel secure in where you are. You don't feel at home. And you're trying to make it feel at home. Let's get a clarification card on that. Because the 4 of Wands in the upright usually means it's a homecoming. You feel good where you are. You feel accepted where you are. You belong. You feel like you belong where you are. But when it's in the reverse, it's like saying you are somewhere where you don't feel like you're accepted. It could be a job. It could be family members, where you live, a place, a thing, a person, situation. Because home is not just where you live. It could be a person. Security is not just home. It could be how you feel about you as well. So if you don't feel at home with yourself or at home where you are, then maybe you're at a crossroads, because that's the secondary card coming out for you, and that's in the upright. And so now it's a 2 of Wands situation. 2 of Wands and the 4 of Wands in reverse. You're feeling like you're left out. You're feeling like you're not at home. You're feeling like like you don't belong. And so now you're at a crossroads where now you've got the information of how you feel about being at home, whatever home feels like for you, whatever home is for you. And you're feeling like, now I got to make some choices. I've got to put some feelers out there to find out where else I can go or what else I can do, because fire is action. So take a moment and sit with that and find out why you may be feeling like you don't belong where you are. Is that something that is external that you're creating? Because sometimes too, we have this thing that we're making us feel like we're not at home, when they are actually doing all they can to make you feel like you're at home, but you are resisting that. Because maybe you've come from a background that in your life, no matter where you were, you always had one foot out the door. So you don't feel quite comfortable. So you're always looking for the next set of things. So in case somebody says something or does something, you can already have something in your back pocket. When in actuality, you are home. It's just that the conditioning that you've brought with you has to slowly go away. And that takes time. So depending on how that works for you, whoever picked this card, take a moment and sit with, are you externalizing the fact that you feel like you're not at home? Or are there people around you that are doing their very best to make you feel that way, yet you're the one that's saying, I always got to keep my options open. I've always got to be looking toward the next thing just in case. When in actuality, you are at home and they're doing all that they can to make you feel like this is a secure place for you. You can be here. There's nothing that's going to come out of the woodwork and say, now you have to leave. We are here for you. And even if we have arguments and disagreements, we don't hold that as saying, well, since you don't agree with me, you can get out. That's no longer the case. But sometimes we bring that energy with us where we feel like those around us, they're going to say it, so I better be ready just in case, when that's not really the case. Because sometimes we bring that energy with us, and it's not a real energy. It's something that you're bringing with you because you have conditioning for that, when it's not the case. So sit with that for a moment. Really look into that to make sure it's not you externalizing your own feelings onto something that is already home, warm, safe for you. Don't bring that energy. Work through it. Talk about it. Do whatever it is you can, because it's hard to find a safe space. So when you do find that safe space, really make sure that you aren't the one saying, no, it's not, because I'm conditioned to leave as soon as I have a disagreement, or as soon as someone says they don't like something about ABC 1, 2, 3. So that's for those of you who picked this card. Sorry, card number 2. For those of you who picked set number 3, we've got the Empress in reverse. Now, when the Empress is upright, she's usually kind. She's got everything she needs, really. And when she has everything she needs, including relationships, physical things, material things, she's also creating as well, because in this particular card, she's also pregnant. Meaning she has ideas. She has things that she's looking to do, whether it be a real pregnancy for some of you or not. But when she's reversed, it's like saying she's performing it. It is almost as if she's pretending that she has all these connections and all these things and all these resources, when she really doesn't. She's just projecting the fact that she does. So let's get a secondary card on that. And it's not to say that she may not have the things. Maybe she's holding on to the things for herself. That could be also an issue of, yes, you may have all these things, but you're also not sharing them. You're not reaching out to make the connections with anybody, and nobody wants to make the connection with you, because you're coming off as, I have it and I'm not giving. And then when she, like I said, when she's in this position, the upright position, she is giving. She is willing to share, because remember, this card is run by Venus, which is Libra also. So when she's run by Venus, Venus is kind, loving, caring. Venus is how we love, right? So if she is in the reverse position, it's almost as if she's being transactional. Like, I will give you this if you give me that. Whereas if she were like this, I will give you this because you asked and I have to give. I don't mind sharing. I love you enough to share what I have. I don't love you enough to share what I have, even if I have it in abundance. Let's get us a clarification card on this Empress in reverse. And that can be understandable. Maybe you've had people use you to the point where you've shared so much of yourself, shared so many things or whatever, that you feel like I can't share anymore, because they're just taking and taking and taking from me. And if I keep giving, then I have nothing for myself, because even though I love them, even though I love the people around me, they're just taking and taking and taking. And I have to stop the flood of me giving, just giving and giving and giving. And that's also understandable. So it doesn't mean you don't love anybody less. It just means that you have gotten to the point where you no longer want to give, because you don't see this reciprocity there. And that could be what you're dealing with, actually. So behind that, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is in the upright. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who is a rock for others. They're stable. They are just. They're responsible. And so if you have this Empress card in reverse, what you're saying is, I've been so responsible. I've been the rock for so many other people that I need to be the rock for myself. I can't keep giving of myself or the things that I have, and it's gonna destabilize me. So I need to get back to stabilizing myself, um, so I don't become this person that becomes a transactional individual. Meaning, well, if you do this, I'll do that. I love you, but I can't keep doing this for you if you won't do this and you won't do that. Um, I've got to be stable for myself. I've got to get myself back to where I need to be. So you may be dealing with that energy of realizing that you were once the person that every time somebody asked you for something, you gave. If they wanted you to be there for them, you were. They would come crying on your shoulder. You would be there. You would give all the ideas and advice. You would do all the things that show that you care, that you love, right? But at the end of the day, what happened is you realized that there was no real reciprocity. So you decided, okay, I can't do it anymore. I've got to do it for myself. I can't keep giving of myself. I can't keep giving my stability away. And then when I need stability, there's no one giving me the stability because they're busy taking, because they see that I have it. They're not thinking once about the fact that they have extra because, um, just in case for them. It doesn't mean that they're the store. It doesn't mean that they're their bank. It doesn't mean any of that. That, they give because they want to, but if you're not giving back to them, or they're not giving back to you, then it's like a one-way street. It's like all the things are going out of the store, but there's no inventory that you can get back. There was no barter. There was no trade. There was just you giving, 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 giving. So you may be dealing with that energy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But also make sure that you're not becoming the kind of person that also becomes a transactional individual, where if people start coming to you for things, that you have the boundary up, but you're also not, being transactional. But if you do this, I'll do that. Just say, no, I can't give right now. I'm not in the position to, and that's it. That's the best way to put it. I wish I could, but let me give you some resources, somebody else that might be able to help you right now. I'm not in the position, but let me direct you to someone that may be able to help. That's the best way to be in that particular case for you. So let me get the final cards. The top of the deck is going to be the Eight of Wands. So you might be getting a lot of people coming around. For those of you who picked the first card, this Eight of Wands here, you might be getting a lot of messages. You may find yourself having to travel in order to fulfill your calling. Okay, you already got the Chariot card right here, so that already tells me emotionally you're holding on to do different things, but you're also maybe having to travel somewhere in order to answer that calling. You may even have to move. You may be moving, even if it's temporarily, just to answer the call, whatever that is for you. You may be moving temporarily in order to do the things that you must do in order to get a higher sense of self, to answer that which is what you are meant to do. You can't do where you are right now. You may have to go somewhere else to do that. For those of you who pick set number 2, with you not feeling comfortable at home and always feeling like you have to have one foot out the door, or always looking for other opportunities, again, communicate, talk, because this is also a communication card. You might be getting messages about that type of thing, where the people around you want to talk to you about moving forward, how to feel, how they can make you feel more comfortable. You need to also talk and say, I've traveled a lot in order to feel at home wherever I am. So it's important that communication is utmost in this particular case, so that things can always be on the open, as it were. So those of you who picked set number 3, again, you may be getting messages. You may be feeling like you must travel in order to take a moment. I mean, you may even travel for pleasure, just to get away, just for a moment, to reset yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when you come back, you can be of service. You can help without feeling like you're going to be a transactional individual, and that's okay. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Swords. And so the Page of Swords is someone who does a lot of what do I want to say? They do a lot of research. You know, they're very curious. So ask questions. Get the information before you just go and help people. Okay? Right here, for those of you who have this, we're going to go this way. So for right here, if you're going to be helping people, ask questions. Ask all the right questions. Do the research before you do anything. For those who picked this set right here, the set number 2, again, communication. Do research. Ask questions. Be curious about your surroundings. Ask. Don't just be like, I'm going to be out if I don't get the answer that I want. Research. Ask the questions. The third, the first set is to, again, all of you ask questions. Just be researching. Be curious about your calling. Find out more information about it. Go forward with that. Do what you can to get the information. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and do the final card for you guys. We're going to be using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck right here. Let's get a final card for you all. Grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. All right, well, there it is. Let's go find out what that actually has to say. It says, take time to ground yourself in what is truly essential. Remember what's important in life and let go of everything else. Let go of the busyness and the frenetic pace of life. Be present in the moment. Release the flurry of worry about the future or the rehashing of the past. This is a time to engage and reflect. It might be worth taking a second look at something you previously passed over. Things may not always be as they seem. Look deeper into the situations and relationships of your life. Explore your roots. Something that seems closed may in fact be just ready to open. If you go beneath the surface, you may find hidden gems of truth, light, or abundance. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know. Sometimes the voyage is fraught with the activity of so many places to go and things to do that personal energy gets scattered. It's during those times that the Sacred Traveler needs to ground their energy. Grounding can simply be a matter of leaning against a tree and imagining yourself reaching into the roots and up to the branches. This card also can mean you need to stand up for yourself. Don't back down. Stand up for those who can't protect themselves. Believe in yourself. Hold firm to what you know to be true. You're like the ancient oak with its roots deep in the earth. You are noble, valiant, and strong. Okay, so like I said, be curious about the life that you have in front of you. If you're getting a calling, ground yourself and then move forward. If you are in a situation where you're feeling like you're insecure because you're always ready to be looking for the next exit, ground yourself, because where you are is actually where you need to be. You're safe and secure where you are. For those of you who have given and given and given, you've got the King of Pentacles, the most grounded person in the deck, to be honest. The Knight of Pentacles. Ground yourself. Go slow. Get low. It's okay. So I hope this reading resonated with you all. I hope that you all have a great month. If this resonates, let it. And if it doesn't resonate, don't make it resonate, okay? Don't make it resonate. Okay? You all have a good month, and I'll see you in March. See you soon.